Here's the latest from the PNC studio at Hallis Hall. The Bears have signed free agent quarterback Mike Glennon. The 27-year-old arrives after spending his first 4 NFL seasons with the Buccaneers, appearing in 21 games with 18 starts and passing for 4,100 yards with 30 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. Glennon was selected by Tampa Bay in the 3rd round of the 2013 draft out of North Carolina State. He started 13 games as a rookie, throwing 19 touchdown passes and 9 interceptions. Glennon is one of 4 free agents to join the Bears. The others are safety Quentin Demps, tight end Deion Sims, and receiver Marcus Wheaton. Demps brings veteran leadership and ball skills to the Bears secondary. He has recorded 15 of his 18 career interceptions the past 4 seasons, including 6 in only 13 games last year with the Houston Texans. Sims bolsters the tight end position after spending his first 4 NFL seasons with the Miami Dolphins. Last year he played in 14 games with 11 starts, setting career highs with 26 receptions and 4 touchdowns while compiling 256 yards. Wheaton brings speed and playmaking ability to the Bears' wide receiver position. While he was limited to 3 games due to a shoulder injury last year with the Steelers, he caught 44 passes for 749 yards and 5 touchdowns for Pittsburgh in 2015.
After the first wave of free agency last Friday, the Bears went back to work bolstering their defensive backfield over the weekend. The team signed defensive backs Prince Amukamara to a 1-year contract and Marcus Cooper to a 3-year deal. Amukamara has appeared in 69 games with 57 starts over 6 seasons with the New York Giants and Jacksonville Jaguars. He's posted 310 tackles, 7 interceptions, and 49 pass breakups. Cooper has appeared in 53 NFL games with 24 starts over 4 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs and Arizona Cardinals. With the Cardinals last season, Cooper set career highs with 69 tackles and 4 interceptions. He also returned an interception for his first career touchdown and led the team with 11 pass breakups. The Bears also re-signed defensive back Jonathan Banks and linebacker Christian Jones to 1-year deals. Last season, Jones tied his career high with 11 special teams tackles and tallied 8 tackles and 1 pass breakup on defense. On the other side of the ball, the Bears agreed to terms with offensive lineman Tom Compton and wide receiver Kendall Wright. This is Wright's 6th season in the NFL. He spent his first 5 seasons with the Tennessee Titans, appearing in 66 games with 41 starts and catching 280 passes for 2,244 yards and 18 touchdowns. Wright is already familiar with Bears offensive coordinator Dowell Loggins, who was his offensive coordinator during his first 2 seasons with the Titans. The 6'5", 314-pound Compton has played in 60 games with 10 starts over his 5 NFL seasons with the Washington Redskins and Atlanta Falcons.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it feel?
I'm excited to be a Bear. It's a great organization with a lot of history.
Ryan, how you doing, man? Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is your center.
What's up?
Cody White.
Cody. Nice to meet you.
You bet.
Always kind of had my eyes on Chicago. It's a place I wanted to be, and just really happy to be here.
Welcome to Chicago, Quinn.
What's up, man? How you doing?
How's it feel, man?
It feels good, man. It feels amazing.
The Bears reached out to us, man, and they told me that they value leadership. They value my style of play. What better place to go than somebody who values, what you bring to the table and really wants you. And so it's just a perfect fit.
How we doing, man? Congrats. All right, excited to have you. Excited to have you.
Welcome to Chicago, man.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
I'm a hard worker, unbelievably hard worker. I take pride in my job and everything that I'm doing. I'm an all-around tight end.
What's up, man? Dowell Loggins. Fired up to have you, brother.
Guy that's going to lay it all on the line, so I'll get ready to win some games.
What's up, man? How you doing? Ryan Pace. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Deion, how you doing, man? Congrats, man. Good to have you aboard, buddy.
How you guys doing?
Good, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm excited about coming here.
Marcus, how you doing, man? Good. How you doing? Ryan Pace. Nice to meet you.
We have a lot of good people, in the organization, and being a part of it, being a major part of it, So obviously, I want yards here, I want touchdowns here, but obviously we want to win.
Flipped picks. It is now the Chicago Bears on the clock. For more on this, let's go to Adam Schefter. Adam, what can you tell us?
Trey, the two teams have been talking about this deal all afternoon. The 49ers wanted to move back to accumulate as many picks as possible. This is a move that was worth 400 points on the draft chart. The Bears come up to number 2. The player they've been eyeing all along has been Solomon Thomas from Stanford. The 49ers now get to move back, and if they have their druthers, they're not done moving back just yet. They're open for business, listening to offers, and they'd like to get more picks. But Solomon Thomas is the guy to watch here, Trey.
All right, Adam, thanks. And there you see a smiling Solomon Thomas. Perhaps he knows, and what he's heard, that this might be a situation where Solomon Thomas goes 2 overall, but not to San Francisco, but to Chicago. Guys, when you look at Solomon Thomas and Chicago, does that make sense?
I think it does. I think this is a guy who can play inside as a free technique, incredible strength, really athletic football player. I think you look at the Bears, a lot of good young players. Leonard Floyd was a good first-round pick last year, came on. Kwiatkowski at inside linebacker. Think about the personnel they've accumulated on the front 7 in particular. Now you add a Solomon Thomas to that group. I think he'd be a nice addition.
All right, guys, hold on. We'll get more on Solomon Thomas in Chicago in a minute. But as we said, our Randy Moss has been at the NFLPA player debut party in Arlington, Texas with Myles Garrett, and he's got the #1 overall on the pick in the draft right now. Randy, take it away.
I appreciate it, guys. Myles, a lot of anticipation, a lot of nervousness. First overall pick, bro, how you feeling?
I feel great. I mean, this is me achieving just one of my goals onto many, many more, but it was just great having all my family and friends surrounding me and cheering for me.
You got a great core behind you. You know, one thing, the city of Cleveland, the organization, you know they need to hear from you. So what is the message?
Big things are coming. I didn't just come up, my whole family come up, and I have all of them behind me. I can't let them down, and I won't let them down. And y'all are going to be my family too soon, so we're going to have something change right away.
It's a family affair. I'm with you. Well, look, you got 3 quarterbacks in your division. You got Big Ben, Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton. Which one of those quarterbacks do you look forward to meeting first?
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Big Ben. He's a Super Bowl winner, and I always heard he's hard to take down, so I'm coming for him first, chop him down.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it, man. Well, make sure you pack your lunch. Trey, I'm with the 2017 first overall pick, man. Myles Garrett. Back to you, Trey.
All right, Randy, thanks. Myles, thank you. I'm not sure who was more excited there, Myles or Randy Moss, to be with the #1 overall pick. Because remember, Randy had to wait a long time to hear his name called in 1998, or 1999, rather. Okay, so, guys, let's talk about the Chicago Bears and what's going on here with the Chicago Bears. Listen, there are a lot of reasons a defensive player, and potentially Solomon Thomas, would make a lot of sense if you look at what the Chicago Bears have had to do defensively over the last few years. A team notoriously known for being the monsters of the Midway and all this stuff. You look at last year, points per game they gave up, dead last, 26.8. Yards per rush, dead last in the NFL, 4.6. And yards per attempt, near dead last. This would certainly seem to indicate that they have to go defense. John, do you like Solomon Thomas here?
I really do. He's played in a 3-4 defense at Stanford. That's the defense that Vic Fangio is running in Chicago. This is a defense that has Eddie Goldman playing nose tackle, Leonard Floyd, Pernell McPhee coming off the edge. I think Solomon Thomas is one of the best inside pass rushers in this draft. He's versatile enough to play right end or left end in their base defense. He's strong. He's got great energy. He's the leader of the Stanford football team. It'd be a great pick for Chicago.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that when you talk about versatility, not just being able to move inside and play a 3 technique in sub, meaning when they have 4 down linemen, but even in their base 3-4, I don't know if he's necessarily a great fit to play 3-4 defensive end, but if you watch this guy's combine workout, when he stood up in a 2-point, this guy looks as good as linebackers moving around from a 2-point stance. So he's a guy who you can see playing Pernell McPhee's position. You could see him rushing the passer from any number of positions in what is a very creative 3-4 type of scenario here. So yeah, he fits, but he fits in a number of different positions. He's not your prototype 3-4 defensive player, but he is a very multiple type of player.
All right, Lewis, thanks. Real quickly, let's give you the details of the trade if we can right now. Again, Chicago traded with San Francisco to move up one place. San Francisco gets a 3rd overall pick, a 3rd and a 4th, and a 2018 3rd-round pick. So they pick up quite a few. Meanwhile, the pick is in. Let's go to Commissioner Goodell.
With the 2nd pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Mitchell Trubisky, quarterback, North Carolina.
Things just got interesting. Mitchell Trubisky, hometown Mentor, Ohio, 30 miles outside of Cleveland, was a Mr. Football there. Went to North Carolina, sat behind Marquise Williams for a few years, got 1 year starting, 13 starts, 8-5 in those 13 starts. The Chicago Bears, who in the offseason paid big money to Mike Glennon to go there and be the quarterback. It's a 3-year deal, but really a 1-year and we'll see deal for Mike Glennon at $14 million. And it may be, we may not see, now that they have picked Mitchell Trubisky, Mel, a shocker, not defense, a quarterback.
Well, when you talk about a quarterback, Ray, he only started 13 games in his career. I thought he needed to go back for another season. What does that quarterback need? He needs time. With Mike Glennon there as the starting quarterback, coming from Tampa Bay, a lot of people like coming into that program thinking he can be an effective starting quarterback. Now Mitchell Trubisky is afforded the opportunity to learn, watch Glennon, not be forced to be the guy, because then he might have been a bust and it would have been probably overwhelming for Trubisky to be forced to compete for the starting job. Now, I wouldn't say just redshirt, but certainly learn. And you look at the skill set of Mitch Trubisky, he has the necessary arm strength, very underrated mobility, and he was in the majority of the games this year very accurate, not only in the short intermediate areas, but down the field. The struggles against Stanford was alarming in that Sun Bowl. It was the last time we saw him in pads, but Stanford physically dominated. Solomon Thomas had the great game. That was the one game that I think put a kind of a red flag along that name and said, boy, he needs another year. What the Bears are counting on. Remember, they made this move. Cleveland did not make that move. The Bears did. Cleveland's sitting there now still thinking about who's my quarterback going to be. I think for Glennon to be the quarterback, it's an ideal situation.
Right. With the 45th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Adam Shaheen, tight end, Ashland.
All right, so it's DJ's guy.
I feel like a proud father right now, watching Adam Shaheen come off the board. My comparison for him, I'm going old school Eric Green with the Pittsburgh Steelers, because you're talking about someone that's almost 280 pounds that is athletic enough to run like this. You see Adam Shaheen taking off down the sideline right now. It looks like he's playing with middle school people. I promise you, those are college age players he's going up against. Back old school, Eric Green was actually played with my brother in college at Liberty, so I got a chance to watch him when I was younger, and I remember thinking how massive he was and how athletic he was. Pretty special talent. And you can look at Shaheen's background like most tight ends. They can hoop. And this kid can hoop, Mike.
What a baseline maneuver and a three.
That's high school stuff. He played Division II college basketball before transferring over to Ashland to play football.
He's at Pitt Johnstown, right, before he made that move?
Yeah, I think the football coaches and some of the basketball coaches said you're a pretty good player, but your future's not in this sport, son.
No, they told him.
So the Bears traded up from 117 to 112. They've been moving all over the board. And the Rams are now down at 117 and pocketing a 6th-round pick later today to show for it. So let's get the Bears pick before the Chargers and the Redskins go on the clock.
From in front of the statue of the NFL pioneer George Halas and the world-class facility here in Lake Forest, Illinois, that bears his name, I'm Command Sergeant Major Mark Bowman of the Illinois Army National Guard. With the 112th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Eddie Jackson, defensive back, Alabama. Congratulations. Go Bears.
Now, almost everything DJ just said about Tedrick Thompson you can say about Eddie Jackson. 6 feet, 201. Really a free safety. Great range and ball skills. Inconsistent tackler like Tedrick Thompson, and has medical like Tedrick Thompson. Not a coincidence that they're stacked together at the top of the 4th round. I think some added value for this kid, Eddie Jackson, is he's a really good punt returner. So you're getting a little more value in addition to being a really outstanding center fielder.
On behalf of myself and the proud soldiers of the Illinois Army National Guard, with the 119th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Tariq Cohen, running back, North Carolina A&T. Go Bears. Congratulations.
Go Bears. Congratulations.
The human joystick.
Yeah.
Cohen is, I think he's Darren Sproles all over again.
Think we get some highlights in here?
Yeah, I hope we get some because
here.
if we have some B-roll on him, you're going to be excited about this.
Yeah.
Just about every touch is a highlight reel play. The stop-start stuff is just ridiculous. He does things that are very difficult to do. But let me tell you why he's going to be a potentially special player on the next level. Cohen has the ability, and you can see why he's the joystick with some of this, but he's unguardable out of the backfield. His option routes, people just couldn't stay with him, and I think that's what's going to make him special on the next level. But when you look at the board here, so Mitchell Trubisky untested, right? 13 games. There's Ashland's own Adam Shaheen, and then you go to North Carolina A&T. Now, I'm not saying small school players can't play. I'm just saying
you can't take too many of them.
You got 3 of them who are going to take a while to adjust.
You're betting on a lot of upside there. I mean, that's a lot of big swings.
A lot of upside and potential. Now, to put some context on the Tariq Cohen deal, I had heard speculation that they really like Christian McCaffrey, and they were willing to consider Christian McCaffrey at number 3. They wanted someone on offense that could be a dynamic playmaker out of the backfield that could create mismatches in space. Tariq Cohen, as Lance alluded to, has the ability in space with those option routes and angle routes and things of the backfield. He is going to be a headache. You talk about Darren Sproles and the success that Darren Sproles has had. Tariq Cohen certainly can be that kind of impact player in Chicago.
The only difference is I think McCaffrey can go ahead and give you 15, 16, 17 carries. This is really more Tyreek Hill type of thing where he might get 4 touches on,
Specialist.
He's a specialist.
You just have to see if he can withstand the pounding. It's a different level of contact, different level of physicality. Can he withstand being able to run inside? We'll see it very early in training camp if he's tough enough to handle it.
Yeah, and this is what we speculated when they traded for Trubisky, and we said, oh, isn't this great? They can afford to redshirt him. I mean, essentially the Mike Glennon contract is a single year. It's a $2.5 million buyout beyond, even though it's a 3-year deal. But now you see with the signing of Deion Sims, the drafting of a tight end that can not only block but run. You've still got Miller there. You've got Jordan Howard, an offensive line that's pretty good, sort of setting up where you trade up and you take a quarterback with the number 2 overall pick, and you're starting to expect him to get out there and them trying to perhaps make things easy for him with some of these guys that can make plays with the ball in their hands when they get it there quickly.
It's been a long time since we've seen someone at the top of the board have a redshirt year. I would say maybe Carson Palmer when he came and he sat the entire year behind John Kitna. At some point in the 2017 campaign, Mr. Trubisky's going to run out, they're going to give him the ball, and he's going to have to be the man and show Soldier Field. We'll see if they've surrounded him with enough stuff to allow him to be successful.
Kutztown's Jordan Morgan only played half a season of high school football and got on his school's radar because they were recruiting his teammates. Morgan entered college as a 235-pound preferred walk-on. He leaves as a 309-pound force. His pregame ritual is laying down and imagining himself dominating each play. At Kutztown, those visions became reality. Morgan uses his good feet, strong hands, and long arms to his advantage. The Philadelphia native took home the Gene Upshaw Award given to Division II's Lineman of the Year. Though there's nothing small about his game, he's a 2-time first-team Little All-America honoree. Also, Morgan's blocking prowess earned him an invitation to the Senior Bowl. At the Combine, Morgan ran the 40-yard dash in 5.36 seconds. He also showed the footwork that helped him become a 4-year starter at left tackle for the Golden Bears. One area of improvement for Morgan is his technique. He struggles at times with his balance because he doesn't keep his weight centered.
Get out!
Jordan Morgan made the sacrifices to be great, but his story has just begun. He's projected as a middle-round pick in the 2017 NFL Draft.
Exactly that. Just opportunity. Seeing a bunch of guys that are competitors and great players, and just wanting to interject myself and teach them whatever I can, as well as compete with them at a high level and go out there and compete for a position and go out there and help this team win ball games. Hopefully I'm very close, man. I think I'm close. I think it's just about, getting my bearings, and the more routes I run, the more I build a rapport with Mike and getting myself out there, learning the plays and learning everything that needs to be learned. I think I have a potential to be that guy you saw a few years ago. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll take it one day at a time. Yeah, that was definitely part of it. I understood that coming in. I in the NFL, you kind of just fall into this leadership category. After a certain number of years, it's like, all right, you're the veteran. You're like, well, what? Like, I just got here. Like, but I think I've folded into that mold very well. I think it's natural for me, and I think, I'm excited to help these younger guys get better and watch them grow. I think he's done a good job. I think he has a command of the offense and the huddle when he's in there. I think he understands his offense even in a short period of time, and you can see he's getting more and more comfortable as days go, as these practices and as the practice goes on. He's getting a little bit more and more comfortable. So, that's all you could ask for in a guy like me.
How about off the field? Has he made it a point to maybe get to know you a little bit better?
100%. He called me last night. I was flying in, but he wanted to have dinner and kind of chop it up and talk a little bit. So at some point I'll link with him and kind of sit down and pick his brain, learn some more nuances of the offense and things like that, and kind of go from there.